We like to think that our communication breakdowns are because we didn't use the right words or we don't have the right skills. But it's actually before we say anything, the communication breakdowns happen when we're listening. Let's go over here. It's so easy for us to think, okay, if I could just say it right, and I wouldn't have these communication problems. But actually, what I see, professionally observing so many meetings, discussions over the years, important talks, discussions of thousands of presentations. What I see is that the communication problem happens before we even open our mouths. The reason for that is, well, when other people are talking or even just looking at us, we are always interpreting in our minds. Are they criticizing us? Do I have to explain this more? Do I have to solve the problem in our conversation? And those questions, we may not be conscious of them, but those questions are actually directing the conversation. And but they're not random, and this is the hard part to realize. They're not random, but they're made from patterns. So I'm talking about patterns like your attachment style, the role you play in relationships, and your stage in your listening development in your life. Because of these patterns, we get into kind of habits of the way we are listening to people. And so if you can discover that, if you can find that, uncover your listening patterns, then you can actually make changes that go much beyond techniques, active listening techniques or ways to express yourself and so on, which are all useful. But once you know yourself, you can make them more useful. So the communication problems are not just what you say, but how you're listening.